The winter wind sliced through my thin valet jacket as I parked another luxury sedan outside the Charleston Yacht Club. Inside, my father's 60th birthday celebration was in full swing. Crystal chandeliers, jazz quartet, Charleston's elite congratulating themselves. And thanks to my sister Khloe's brilliant idea, I was out here parking their cars. Alex, Khloe called from the entrance, Chardonnay in hand. There's a rolls out front. Be careful, don't scratch it. Her silk gown probably cost more than she believed I earned in a year. She smiled sweetly. Valet work really suits you, little brother. Nice to see you finally settling into something. If she only knew I'd declined acquiring Rolls-Royce's parent company last quarter, their EV roadmap didn't meet my 5-year horizon. But tonight, I smiled, nodded, and played the part while my family toasted their imagined success inside. My phone buzzed. Sofia Ramirez, COO. Board needs you immediately. Tokyo partnership at risk. $7. 8B. Jet fueled and standing by. I glanced at my watch, an understated Audemars Piguet worth more than Khloe's waterfront condo, and typed back. Delay 90 minutes. Then wheels up. Asian markets open soon. I'd been wondering how to escape this circus. The universe delivered. Through the glass walls, I watched them, my family basking in a hierarchy they thought was real. Dad's voice drifted out proudly. Khloe, my star, Charleston's real estate queen. A pause, a chuckle. And Alex, still figuring things out. Right, finding myself. Like founding Nova Dynamics at 22, scaling it to a $65 billion, zero-debt global tech empire by 33, and keeping it invisible, by design. Still driving other people's cars? Khloe's husband smirked, tossing me his keys. Better than taking the bus, I guess. If only he knew I rode public transit to personally beta test our autonomous systems before global rollout. I slid into a cherry red Rolls just as my Gulfstream warmed its engines a few miles away. In 2 hours, I'd be in Tokyo closing a deal larger than everyone inside this building combined. But for now, I parked the car, straightened my cap, and whispered, "Happy birthday, Dad. I've got a world to run." My phone buzzed again. Sofia, jet ready at the private strip. Tokyo board assembled. Morgan Stanley called, again. Same answer as always. I glanced inside. Khloe laughed loudly, bragging about her $900,000 commission year. Cute. I'd spent more than that hosting a single investor dinner in Dubai last month. Alex, Dad's voice cut through the night. Quit scrolling and park the cars, unless you want to be unemployed. Unemployed. The word tasted sweeter than the champagne they flaunted. My company employed more people than everyone in that yacht club combined. Then I heard it, the low, unmistakable thunder of turbines slicing through the cold air. Heads turned. A sleek black and silver Gulfstream roared across the harbor skyline, its custom livery catching the lights. Inside, gasps erupted. That's Nova Dynamics jet, someone whispered. I'd recognize that paint anywhere. Khloe's husband pressed against the glass. Impossible, no one even gets meetings with them. I checked my watch. Enough. I slipped off the valet jacket, revealing a perfectly tailored Brioni suit beneath. The room went still. Ladies and gentlemen, I said calmly, I'm afraid I have a board meeting to attend. Gasps rippled as the jet banked overhead. I removed the valet cap, exposing slicked back hair and the Nova Dynamics lapel pin, one hedge fund CEOs had offered 6 figures to obtain. Mom's champagne flute shattered on the marble floor. Khloe stared. That's not possible. You park cars. Correction. I smiled, sliding on my Tom Ford sunglasses. I own Nova Dynamics, along with Helix Aerospace and about 40 other companies you've been begging to pitch. The jet circled once more, its logo glowing against the winter sky. My earpiece crackled. Mr. Carter, Sofia said evenly, Tokyo is waiting. Wheels up in 90. The Japan Sovereign Fund is anxious about the $7.8 billion agreement. Let them wait. Every conversation inside the club froze. Dad stepped forward, authority cracking in his voice. Alex, what exactly are you doing? I pulled out my encrypted executive phone and tapped once. The yacht club's digital screens flickered alive. Nova Dynamics. Market cap, $65 billion. Annual revenue, $21 billion. Silence. Absolute silence. CEO Alexander Carter. No games. Father, I said softly. Just business, the kind you always said I'd never understand. A ripple of shock passed through the room as the numbers scrolled on the yacht club's digital screens. Personal net worth, $14. 8 billion. Khloe's hand trembled, champagne threatening to spill. Her husband finally spoke, voice cracking. But, you take the bus. I smiled. The same autonomous transit system my company designed, the one Morgan Stanley's been begging to invest in. I turned to Khloe. How many times has your husband pitched that deal to my board? 15? 20? Her face went pale. Those were you? Every single rejection letter, I said smoothly, though I particularly enjoyed the last one, where you told my directors my failure-proof tech investments were too risky. Mom's voice quivered. Darling, why didn't you tell us? We're family. Family? I raised an eyebrow. Like when you made me park cars for your party? Or when you told the yacht club I couldn't afford membership? I swept an arm to the lavish room. By the way, I bought the club last week. Amazing what a wire transfer can do. The roar of turbines cut through the night air. My Gulfstream glided low over Charleston Harbor, black and silver livery gleaming like a predator in moonlight. Khloe's husband whispered, incredulous, ND1, that's the CEO's plane. Very observant, I said, adjusting my cufflinks. Though for short flights, I prefer ND2. This one's just for the view. Sophia's calm voice came through my earpiece. Car is ready. Mr. Carter, Tokyo board is waiting. I let the stunned silence stretch for a perfect beat. Ladies and gentlemen, I announced, sliding on my coat. Enjoy the party. I have a world to run. If you think this twist was wild, just wait until I step onto that jet. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of this unbelievable journey. I have a $7.8 billion acquisition to oversee, I said, voice smooth as silk. Mother, happy birthday. I'd stay for cake, but I gestured toward the yacht club's giant screens, now glowing with Nova Dynamics' soaring stock price. Markets wait for no one. Alex, wait. Dad's voice cracked like a man realizing he'd misread the game entirely. We should talk, there are opportunities. I turned slowly, savoring the desperation dripping from his words. Opportunities? Like the family investment fund you excluded me from, the one now worth less than my weekly coffee bill? Rotor blades thundered overhead. My real ride hovered in, an ultra-rare Airbus AC-160 corporate helicopter descending toward the private dock. The lights alone made Khloe's husband's jaw drop. Oh, and Michael, I called over the din, strolling toward the doors. Morgan Stanley's pitch, rejected again. Though this time, I smiled. It's personal. Gasps ran through the crowd as golden light from the helicopter washed the entrance. Michael pushed through the guests, hair wild in the wind. Wait, we need to talk. I paused at the threshold, pivoting to the brother who had branded me the family failure for a decade. Talk about what, Mike? Your rejected pitches? Or last month's attempt to convince Nova's board my leadership was a liability? His face went white. You know about that? Know everything. I pulled my tablet from my coat. Confidential slides from Morgan Stanley filled the screen, proposals suggesting Nova Dynamics would thrive under their experienced leadership. I tilted my head. Tell me, what experience were you referring to? Your 3 years as VP? Or Amanda's trust fund? The entire party had spilled outside. Couture no match for winter wind. Mom clutched her pearls, the same ones she called extravagant last Christmas. If only she knew my private collection made hers look like trinkets. Sophia's voice crackled. Tokyo update. Mr. Tanaka just added $1.2 billion to close tonight. Morgan Stanley's CEO is calling again. I smiled at Michael, letting the numbers hang like a guillotine. His entire career couldn't touch this deal. Tell Mr. Tanaka we'll finalize terms en route, I said. As for Morgan Stanley, send the standard rejection, but add a note. I paused. Ask Michael Carter about his brother's business acumen. Dad stepped forward, shoulders squared, trying that old negotiator's stance, but the ground had shifted. Alex, son, Let's discuss this. There's a way for us to, let's be reasonable. Dad said. Measured but cracking. You've clearly done well. We should align our interests. The Carter name, imagine it now. Tied to technological innovation. I cut him off with a smile as sharp as broken glass. No thanks to you. Remember what you said when I started Nova Dynamics? Tech is for people who can't handle real business. How's that working out, Father? The helicopter descended onto the yacht club lawn. Rotor wash scattering petals from ice sculptures. My helicopter, my lawn, because I owned this club now. The pilot executed a flawless landing, the Nova insignia glowing proudly on the fuselage. Guests gasped as the brand burned into their memories. Amanda's voice trembled. Your net worth, it's more than everyone here combined. I corrected gently. Everyone here, their extended families, and companies, and that was last week. It's probably higher now. Mom stepped forward. Mascara streaked. All this time, we thought you were struggling. We tried to help you find a real job. A real job? I laughed. Like last month, when you suggested I apply at Michael's bank? The same bank begging for a meeting with me for years? Notifications exploded on phones and screens. Nova Dynamics secures Tokyo mega deal. Market cap surges past $70 billion. Michael's phone buzzed non-stop. Morgan Stanley brass realizing their golden boy had been sabotaging their biggest opportunity. Sophia, I called. Show them the property portfolio. Screens lit up. My real estate empire. The Manhattan block where Michael rented his apartment. Dad's boutique investment firm skyscraper. Amanda's Instagram famous shopping complex. You own? Michael stammered. Not everything, I said softly. Just the important things, like the mortgage company holding your house note, or the private equity firm about to reject your bonus request. Sophia appeared at my side. Tokyo transfer confirmed. Additional $1. $2 billion secured. Also, your father's firm, its largest client just shifted to us. Dad's face blanched. Lifeline. Now mine. The valet service was a nice touch. Michael, I said, stepping toward the helicopter. Very on brand. I paused. Foot on the step. Next time, check who owns the cars. Most of them? My subsidiaries. Alex, please. Mom called. Desperation cracking her voice. We're still family. We can work together. I let the rotor wash whip her hair. Support? Like when you froze me out of the family investment fund? Or told the yacht club I couldn't afford membership? I smiled coldly. Board meeting tomorrow? Cancelled. Memberships too. You can't do this, Michael said, confidence evaporating. Pretty soon, I replied, glancing at my watch. I can, and I am. Screens around the club lit up. Nova Dynamics announces $7.8 billion Tokyo expansion. Gasps, screams, champagne shattered. Enjoy the rest of the party, I said, stepping into the cabin. Though check your accounts tomorrow. Morgan Stanley's reviewing VP positions, starting with anyone who missed the biggest investment opportunity of the decade. The Airbus lifted into the frosty night. Below, their curated world shrank. The same people who laughed when I said I had plans now choked on the proof, I was the plan. Sophia's calm voice through the earpiece, Tokyo board is live. $1.2 billion premium confirmed, waiting on your go-ahead. Send them a gift, I said. The usual? No, I grinned, remembering every smirk, every dismissal. Send them a bus pass. They'll need it once the autonomous transit system rolls out. The helicopter banked toward my private airfield, where a Gulfstream waited, engines humming like a promise. Headlines still glowed across my yacht club walls, branding the night with an undeniable truth. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't just success, it's success they never saw coming. As my jet soared over the Pacific, Sophia handed one last update. Michael's termination from Morgan Stanley is confirmed. Parents Club dues adjusted to non-family rate. Bus passes en route. Perfect, I murmured, watching the clouds part. Let's show them what real business looks like. And here's the lesson I've learned. Don't let anyone define your worth. Not family, not colleagues. Let them underestimate you. Work quietly, build boldly, and when the time comes, let your success make all the noise. Now tell me, what's one dream you're chasing right now, even if no one believes in it yet? Comment below. Let's start a conversation that empowers each other. And don't forget to subscribe, because the best revenge is living your vision out loud.